Machiavelli didn't write The Prince for sheep. He wrote it for predators. Men who wanted power, respect, and control in a ruthless world. And he made it clear your emotions are weapons, not weaknesses. If you don't master them, you get mastered by them. And if you want to win, you better start treating them like tools carefully chosen, strategically used, and never wasted. There are only 3 emotions that a powerful man should ever show. Just 3. The rest? Bury them. Burn them. They serve no purpose but to betray you. But before I give you those 3, you need to understand the battlefield you're standing on. You're not living in a fairy tale. This world is a chessboard, not a playground. Every interaction is a move. Every glance, every word, every expression you make is being analyzed, consciously or not. And whether you like it or not, people are deciding your value in real time. Power isn't about loud voices and flexing muscles. It's about perception, control, poise. It's about walking into a room and not just demanding respect, but commanding it without a word. But let me be blunt. You can't do that if your emotions are leaking all over the place, if your face tells the world you're nervous, if your voice cracks under pressure, if your body shrinks when challenged. The moment people sense insecurity, you've already lost. You've exposed your weaknesses to the world, and the vultures will circle. Machiavelli understood this centuries ago. He wasn't concerned with being liked. He wasn't preaching authenticity or emotional vulnerability. He was focused on one thing: how to rule, how to win, how to dominate in a world that eats the weak alive. And in his philosophy, emotion is a tool, not a reflex. You don't express it because you feel it. You express it because it serves a purpose. And if it doesn't serve power, it has no place in your life. So what are the only 3 emotions a man should ever show? Let's break it down, principle by principle, step by step. The first emotion you should ever show is confidence. Not arrogance, not fake bravado. Real, grounded, immovable confidence. Machiavelli made it clear that appearance is often more important than truth. He said, "Everyone sees what you appear to be. Few experience what you really are." That's the cold reality. People don't care who you are deep down. They care about what you project. Confidence is power in visual form. It's the emotional armor that makes people believe in you even before you speak. It's not just how you talk, but how you walk, how you breathe, how you hold silence. Weak men think confidence is a feeling. Strong men know it's a decision, a posture, a tone of voice, a refusal to shrink. You don't wait to feel confident. You act like it until it becomes real. And here's the kicker: even if you're unsure, you never let them see it. Because the moment people smell doubt, they dig into it. They test you. They push your limits. But when you radiate confidence, most won't even question you. Why? Because they assume you know something they don't. Because they assume your composure means control. So ask yourself right now, are you projecting certainty, or are you broadcasting hesitation? If you're slouching, avoiding eye contact, second-guessing your words, then you're handing people a map to your weaknesses. Confidence doesn't mean pretending you're perfect. It means standing firm even when the ground beneath you is shaking. It's the look in your eyes that says, "I've got this," even when the storm is raging. Because people don't follow the smartest man in the room. They follow the one who looks like he knows where he's going. If there's only one emotion you ever learn to control, let it be this one. Confidence is the currency of influence. Without it, you're invisible. With it, doors open before you knock. But confidence alone isn't enough. The second emotion you must master is far more tactical. Step 2. Controlled anger. The second emotion, you're allowed to show controlled anger, not rage, not emotional outbursts. Controlled, deliberate, weaponized anger. Machiavelli warned against being too nice, too forgiving, too soft. Why? Because those traits invite attack. They signal weakness. They tell the world you can be pushed without consequence. But when you show controlled anger, you remind people that there is a limit, a boundary, a line that should not be crossed. Controlled anger is not about shouting. It's not about losing your cool. It's the calm before the storm. The unshakable silence that makes people nervous. It's the steady tone that says, "I'm not going to yell, I'm going to act." You want people to know that disrespect has a price. You want them to feel that you're not afraid to push back. But you never let anger control you. You control it like a weapon, draw it only when necessary. Aim it with precision, and never waste a shot. If someone betrays you, insults you, tries to undermine you, don't react like a child. Respond like a strategist. Let your anger simmer, not boil. Make them feel the pressure of your silence. Make them wonder what's coming next. That's power. In The Prince, Machiavelli talked about cruelty being well used, that if you must hurt, do it swiftly, decisively, and with reason. Controlled anger is the same. You don't explode randomly. You strike when it matters, and only enough to make the message clear. Stop yelling. Stop throwing tantrums. That's for children. You want to be feared? Be calm when others would rage. Be quiet when others would shout. The scariest man in the room is the one who doesn't blink, not the one who barks. But even with confidence and controlled anger, there is one more emotion that completes the trifecta. Without it, you're not a leader, you're just a threat. The third and final emotion you should ever show is calculated compassion. Now listen carefully, because this is where most men screw everything up. They hear the word compassion and immediately think softness, weakness, surrender. But that's not what Machiavelli meant, and it's not what I'm talking about. Compassion, when used correctly, is one of the most lethal tools of influence. It disarms, it confuses, it draws people in, but only when it is calculated, intentional, strategic, and limited. Machiavelli wrote that it is better to be feared than loved if you cannot be both. That means love has its place, but it must never override fear. Compassion must never become your default. It must never cloud your judgment or make you sentimental when the situation calls for strength. But when you use it sparingly and at the right moments, it becomes a tactical advantage. Imagine this. You're dominant, composed, feared, respected. People know not to cross you. They know you're capable of decisive, ruthless action. But then, you show mercy. You extend grace. You offer understanding. Not because you're soft, not because you're desperate, but because you're in control. That kind of compassion earns loyalty. It makes people feel indebted to you. It creates influence that brute force can never replicate. Calculated compassion is not about bending to emotion. It's about leveraging emotion. It's the act of showing warmth from a position of power, never the other way around. Weak men show compassion because they need to be liked. Strong men show compassion to manipulate perception, to draw people closer when it serves them, to lead without giving up authority. Think of great generals, powerful leaders, respected kings. They didn't win by being tyrants every second of the day. They won by knowing when to be cold and when to be kind. And that balance made them untouchable. So, here's the truth. If you're compassionate all the time, people will use you. If you're cruel, all the time, people will hate you. But if you're feared and capable of mercy, you become something else entirely. You become respected. And respect is worth more than love or fear alone. It is the glue that holds power in place. Now you know the three: confidence, controlled anger, calculated compassion. Anything else, sadness, jealousy, anxiety, desperation, neediness, flush it. Those emotions don't serve you. They sabotage you. They tell the world you're unarmed in a war zone. But this knowledge means nothing if you don't act on it. So the question is, will you? Now you've heard it. The only three emotions a man should ever show: confidence, controlled anger, and calculated compassion. Everything else? Useless noise. Emotional baggage that weakens your stance, clouds your decisions, and hands your power to people who didn't earn it. You need to stop wearing your emotions like a badge. Stop thinking the world owes you understanding. It doesn't. The world responds to strength, and strength isn't just physical. It's emotional discipline, mental control, the ability to feel everything and reveal nothing unless it serves a purpose. So here's your reality check. If you're out there reacting to every insult, every setback, every bad day with emotion, you're not in control. You're not a man on a mission. You're just another emotional puppet being pulled by invisible strings. Confidence builds your image. Controlled anger protects your boundaries. Calculated compassion earns loyalty. That's the Holy Trinity. Master these, and people will listen when you speak. They'll hesitate before crossing you. They'll follow you when others fall. This is not about pretending. It's about becoming. Becoming someone who doesn't flinch under pressure. Someone who isn't defined by impulse. Someone who leads not because he demands it, but because others feel compelled to follow. Look in the mirror and ask yourself, what emotion do I leak the most? Is it fear? Is it insecurity? Is it approval seeking? Whatever it is, end it. Replace it with purpose. Replace it with poise. Replace it with power. You don't get a second chance to make a first impression. And if your first impression screams weakness, good luck recovering from that. Every room you walk into is a test. Every conversation, a negotiation. Every glance, a silent judgment. So walk in like you own it. Speak like you've already won. Show nothing you don't intend to use. Let the world feel your presence before you even open your mouth. This is what it means to be dangerous. Not reckless, not unhinged, dangerous. Calculated, controlled, respected. The weak will call it fake. Let them. They'll stay broke, bitter, and irrelevant. You'll keep rising, quietly, relentlessly, and no one will see it coming until it's too late. Now, if you're serious about this, if you're done being the emotional liability in every room, then start training. Train your posture, your tone, your responses. Speak less, watch more, think twice, act once, and never ever let the world see you break. By the way, if this hit you where it needed to, and you're ready to level up in every area of your life, confidence, control, and clarity, then show some support. Hit that like button, subscribe. This channel isn't for the average, it's for the elite. For those ready to build themselves from the ground up with no excuses. Until next time, stay sharp, stay calculated, stay powerful.